How to change any git commit authors. Basically what we're going to do here is I'm going to give you an example. So I have this repository. Feel free to follow me on GitHub called JavaScript Practice Problems. And basically if I click on my commits here on GitHub, as you can see there's another user named Tim Sullivan, but it's not Tim Soley, which is who I want to have the commits, which is me, Tim Soley, my personal account. This is my work account, GitHub repository. Anyways, I'm trying to change this, and what we're gonna have to do is basically create a bare repository of this JavaScript practice problems, which will be probably a different one in your case. So basically what you're going to want to do is go to the repository that you want. If you already have it cloned, that is perfectly fine. What you're going to want to do is grab the URL, and then we're going to open up the terminal, and anywhere on your terminal, not your terminal, anywhere you would like to place your repository, just place it. So I'm going to go, so now that you have your URL that we got right here, we're going to copy it, copy your repo's URL, and then we're going to do git clone dash dash bare, and then I'm going to paste in the URL of the repository. And what this is going to do is create a bare repository, and the next step is I'm going to type in ls to list everything under the current directory I am in, and I'm basically trying to look for JavaScript practice problems.git, and you're going to want to change your directory into JavaScript practice problems.git. And so I'm going to type in cd JavaScript, and as you can see, I already see it here. So if you guys are on the terminal, here's a little trick. If you press tab on your keyboard, it will autocomplete it. Make sure and if you have another repository already the current repository, notice that you're going to want to change your directory to the one you cloned, which is different from the one you originally have on your computer. Which the difference will be the one you just cloned with the dash dash bare argument is the repository with the name and then .git after it. So we're going to change our directory into there. I'm going to hit enter. Alright, now I hit enter. I hit Command K to clear my terminal, just in case you're wondering. I'm going to hit ls now, just to provide some space. Alright, ls, as you can see, this is everything we got here. This repository is definitely different from the original one you have cloned, I assume, because we downloaded the bare repository. And if you'd like to look up this definition to clarify what it is, to provide a better understanding for both of us, we can just Google it, or I have DuckDuckGo in my case. So git clone bare is the difference between git clone and git clone bare. Alright, let's see what it says. Let's go to the git clone documentation. That is definitely a valid resource, as well as Stack Overflow. I'm just going to hit Command F and type in git clone bare, and there it is. It creates a bare repository to publish your changes to the public. Okay, that's not very in depth, so I'm just going to close that, but at least you know what that is. And next, we are going to grab this script. I will have a link in the description for you to download the script, and it'll be in my repository on GitHub for YouTube tutorials. And all you're going to do is so basically, let's ignore that. I have this script already in Visual Studio Code, which is my preferred text editor. I know Atom just popped up, but use whatever text editor you want, doesn't really matter. So as you can see, we have this variable. This is just a bash script that allows you to replace the old email with the new email, which will change the author of commits in this repository. So basically this script allows you to replace every single, for my case, it will allow me to replace every single one that says Tim space Sullivan and no image icon with Tim Soley, with the personal account. So that's what I'm going to do right here. And as you can see, we're going to go back to the code editor, and you're going to want to grab the old email. I know the old email by heart, so I'm just going to type it in from scratch. Alright. Okay, so now we have the old email here. Alright, once you have that typed in, type in your correct username. So my correct username is Tim Soley. As you can see, Tim Soley, my profile, Tim Soley. Okay, and the correct email, which is my personal email, which is this. Just gonna type in the email that you want to replace the old email with, so those commits will go to that account. And then here's just like this bash script with an if then statement, basically saying that you'll replace the old email with the correct one. And then there's these tags which will allow you to basically replace all the commits. So now that you have the script, you can just Command A, Command C to copy it. And now I'm gonna go back to my terminal. I have iTerm, that's why it probably looks different than yours. And then I'm just gonna hit Command V, and I'm gonna hit paste. I'm gonna hit enter and paste, and then I'm gonna hit enter, and then it's rewriting all of those commits. And as you can see, this is, for those of you who don't know, this might sound complex, but it's really not. This is a 40 character hexadecimal string, which is a unique identifier in GitHub to allow you to say you had like a bug or something in GitHub and you're trying to track where the error occurred. This unique identifier allows you to go to the commit history, which you can look at by typing this command in called git log, which shows me all the commits that were ever made, by what author, and the date it was made, and then the name of the commit. So I'm just going to hit Q to quit out of it on the keyboard. And then as you can see, we rewrote everything here. So now the next step we're going to want to do is push all of these changes. So we're going to type in git push dash dash force dash dash space dash dash tags. Let me just make this full screen here. So we have git push space dash dash force space dash dash tags space origin, and then single quote refs slash heads slash asterisk, which is shift 8 on a Mac keyboard, and then single quote, and then I'm going to hit enter, and it's going to push all of these commits with the new rewritten author. So now we don't even need this bare repository, because all we used the bare repository for was to replace the names of the authors on the commits with the correct ones. And when I say bare repository, I'm just referring to this .git repo as compared to the other repo you might have already on your computer. So now we're just going to do cd ... to go back, and now I'm just gonna list everything, and I want to remove this repository. So I'm gonna type in rm-rf space JavaScript. I'm just gonna type in Java and then tab S in the tab, and now I'm just gonna hit enter, and it's deleted. If I clear this and type in ls again and hit enter, you will not see JavaScript anywhere in there, that repository I just had. So now if we refresh this, you'll see that all of these Tim Sullivans will change to Tim Soleys once I refresh. I'm going to refresh right now. And as you can see, all these commits are now under the right username. I hope this was a simple enough tutorial for you guys. If you have any questions, please do let me know. I will be responding in the comments below. And also, we'll be creating a documentation on a markdown file on GitHub. So feel free to be check all this out. All the links will be provided to you in the description. Feel free to follow me and provide feedback. And if you want any other tutorials, let me know. And other than that, I'll see ya.